heading into work, and I've been seeing a lot of shit on my timeline about illegal immigrants, and not a lot of positive stuff. And maybe I'm just chronically online, so like this shit really like gets to me. I've worked in food service now for 25 years, so we're at a quarter of a century, and I've worked side by side with some of the most hardworking, honest, sweet, dedicated people ever. And they may or may not have been here legally, but all they want to do is work. They want to make your food. They want to be the head chef at your favorite restaurant, or they want to make your bed in the hotel you're staying at. They want to pick your fruit. They want to fucking, build the house that you're fucking living in, that you're fucking tweeting from. And it's unfortunate because we have an epidemic in this country of lack of empathy. We can't think about another person for a second. It's all about us. We got winners and losers. There's no in between. And it makes me sad because, yeah, if there's people that are breaking the law, put them in jail, send them out of here. But if there's people that are just trying to make a living, man, coming from another country where it's almost fucking possible, they make it impossible to get here legally because they don't have the resources or money, and all they want to do is just fucking live a better life. Yeah, man, if you can't understand that that's a thing we should maybe think about before we start kicking down kitchen doors and going to job sites and rounding people up, like if you can't understand that, man, that's a you problem. And I know this is normally like a joke page, but this is fucking really bothering you, man. And if you disagree, fine, yeah, it's up to you, man. It's a free country. But maybe think about it, Think about the people that are being affected, the families that are being torn apart. Yeah, get her illegally, go make back. If Mexico's so great, why don't they live in Mexico? Because it's not great. That's why they're coming here. All right, this is my soapbox. And also, yeah, rioting and looting, that shit's fucking bad. Okay, not condoning that. Probably should arrest those people. But sending in the National Guard and troops probably not making things better. All right, that was my soapbox.
Empathy is the key there.
Shit.
On my timeline. Empathy. Like, why don't you... I can never wrap my mind around why people will hate other people for just expressing themselves and being who they are and existing in a world, right? Like you said, they just want to work, they just want to show... And yeah, he's right. If people are breaking laws and doing horrific things, like, yes, then they need to be arrested and things need to be handled. But like this Trump administration,
boo,
yes, boo, went on this whole tirade of like, we're only going to, we're sending all of the worst people back. And also, like, when he ran in 2016, he made it very clear that Mexico is only sending their worst, and it's only the most horrific people being here. So you have then made this connecting of dots of like all people here, right, from Mexico or El Salvador or Brazil or wherever they're coming from, are the worst of the worst. And then you've brainwashed and broken so many people's brains and thinking now any brown person, anyone of Hispanic descent, is the worst of the worst. And these people, they just have so much hate in their heart. And you're a hater. You're a hater, but like you don't have that kind of hate and this
not real hate,
lack of empathy for just like people existing and people just wanting to be. It's wild to me. It's disgusting.
I will kind of speak on like the rioting and looting part. While not always great, what's that saying? That's protests or riot and
rioting and all that is meant to be disruptive.
Like, well, no, it's there's a saying. It's like rioting is it's like the voice of the unheard or some shit like that. I think that's what it is. And it's like, is it bad? Yes. However, Apple Store got broken into. Who the fuck cares, bro? All that shit's insured. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Billionaires
don't give a fuck. CVS, Walgreens, Target, don't give a fuck about all that. The small owned businesses, yes. No, don't hit those places. If you're gonna riot and loot, hit the big corporate chain places. Fuck it. They'll be okay.
/ don't loot.
That's
don't, but I'm not gonna be sitting here like they're terrible people. Like, no, man, fuck that.
But we don't condone.
But we don't condone.
Yeah,
I might condone them.
So,
I'm not going to shed tears.
If I could say why I don't condone,
I'm not going to condemn them. That's what I'll say.
I'm only because, all right, this is going to sound awful and a weird ass connection.
Disrupt the establishment.
But follow me just for half a second.
I'm right there with you, Rob.
Did anybody finish season 2 of Andor?
No, I'm only 6 episodes in.
Jesus Christ, I have nowhere to go with this. Here's the thing. There is an episode where basically this isn't like a unique thing. This is a historical thing, and it's been in many shows, but specifically in season 2, they have this thing where like the planet, they want to get Gorman. They want to get something from this planet. They don't even tell the people that they are lying to get them into like hoodwinking the people.
It's a psyop to get the people to revolt. So
yes.
Then
and all you need is the optics. All you need are the fucking optics. If you get just get like a couple optics.
You don't need Andor for that though. All of Star Wars.
Well, all of stores but like literally this one episode. If you see it and you see how it plays out.
I'm just saying it for the people out there.
No. If you don't,
I'm saying it for them.
Yeah. If you don't fuck with Star Wars, like this is like you don't need that. But like the fact that I recently saw this in an episode of a TV show that like was just like a month ago, and it's playing out right now in this way is kind of crazy to me. Yeah. But like clearly, it's just a historical thing that like happens repetitively. Yeah. Yes, it's just like, they just need the optics of just like a couple people like getting a little violent, and then they kind of feed that to the masses in like, the states that we don't really know that much about. Sorry, I'm sure you guys are great out there. And then that just like feeds the base, and then now they have the power to become authoritarianism, and then they can come in here and they can do whatever the fuck they want, and then they can do whatever they actually really wanted to do from the beginning, but that was just kind of like nobody really knew what that was from the get-go. So that's why I say we really don't want to condemn the looting, because the optics of that can go bad. Also, I want to say that they knew how the fuck this was going to go, because if you really think about it, like all of us kind of letting the stuff go down in Gaza and whatnot was kind of like an apathetic soft launch, if you will, to kind of sort of see like, oh, yes, you guys can literally watch videos of people ripping parents from kids and kids from parents, and nobody's really going to do anything about it, because like that's that thing over there, and it's isolated, and it's not me, and that's just human conditioning. And so now that they know that that's kind of how we operate as humans, they can kind of have that same approach with how they're going about ripping kids out of graduations, out of elementary schools, out of Disneyland.
Fucking
terrible.
Like it's just like, why? Like as an adult male person, how do you feel with your big bad self and your like bulletproof vest walking into an elementary school to take a kid away and like question them, or like whatever it is that you guys do?
I've said this off camera, but those individuals don't deserve to go home to their families. However, which way that means, I don't fucking care. They don't deserve it.
It's
fucking monsters.
Just really weird how you can kind of dehumanize someone to the point where you don't see them as like another human being that deserves just basic decency. And I mean, that's how we got to slavery. That's how we got to, Japanese internment camps. That's how we've got to.
Most people don't know about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
That's how we have a railroad,
that's
everybody.
So wild.
We don't know how horrific this country's
People don't
been.
talk about the Japanese internment camps.
Oh, sorry, guys. That's how we had a railroad system.
But one of the main things they love asking me is which Japanese whiskeys that I have at my bar.
Yeah.
People love culture as long as they just have to pay for it. They don't want to live in it. They just want to pay for an experience.
Commodification.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's the same saying that I see online when it comes to black people and like that culture, like food, rap, and everything like that. It's like, oh, they love our culture, but they don't love us. And same thing for Hispanics.
Literally.
People love Taco Tuesday. They love that shit.
It is white supremacy.
Like,
No, Cinco de Mayo, bro.
Cinco de Mayo, y'all love that shit.
I'm
That's
gonna
not
be
even
real.
Mayo ain't got nothing to do with Mexico.
I don't see any
That's
Latinos
only
in the streets
one
during Cinco
city.
de Mayo.
That's only in one city in Mexico, bro. That's
Yeah.
not the real Independence Day. Like, y'all love that shit. And me, of course, I'm going to go all out because it's kind of like the joke. I know it's not Independence Day, but it's part of the bit. It's like, fuck it, Cinco de Drinko. Yeah, whatever.
It's a day to drink, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Just
but
St. Patrick's
y'all, you can't enjoy our culture and then not
Just like
show
Memorial
up.
Day.
St. Patrick's Day has such an awful history.
Right.
St. Patrick's Day is when St. Patrick drove the snakes out of the Emerald Isle, that is Ireland, when in reality, by driving the snakes out, he either forced pagans to, convert to Catholicism, Christianity, or murdered them, or literally forced them out, right? Like, that's what it's celebrating. And so far removed, and I'm two-faced in how I love getting so fucking hammered on St. Patrick's Day. Like,
Same.
Every year I get
course.
blackout drunk. But
Yeah.
like, historically, like, it's such a horrific thing to think about.
Yeah.
And to build off your point, that whole idea in Andor is this idea of like manufacturing consent and how the powers that be, whether it be from news, big media, all these things, will get us to feel a certain way by how they present things. So when there are peaceful protests, they will purposefully use the term riot.
Yeah.
Because riot has a negative connotation.
Yeah.
When in reality, 95% of
Writing is the
protest,
voice of the unheard.
It is the voice of the unheard. It is people trying to take a stand for something. And I had a kid stop me in the hallway that I taught last year when the Gaza stuff was like getting reignited back in like, I don't know, it was probably like November when it started to like kick up again. Asked me about it. And he just stopped me in the hallway. He's like, yeah, what's it about? And I was like, I will never condemn the ant in the analogy, right? Like boot meet ant.
Yeah.
Right? I'm never going to condemn people who have been oppressed for 75 years, who have dealt with murder, stealing of land, being put into open air prisons, sexual assault, having their water and electricity turned off. I will never condemn those people for taking a stance and trying to fight for their freedoms. Will I support, Hamas and the organizations that they decide to like support? No, but I have enough context and enough critical thinking skills to understand like they're really fucking mad.
Yeah.
And
They're pissed.
This is a natural reaction to 75 years of oppression.
Yeah.
And many people can't wrap their mind around it.
I got one.
Go ahead.
I was thinking of a line earlier from this one artist, JID. And I remember, while it might sound like a throwaway line, it meant so much to me. He said, "We've been speaking and had never been heard, so now we're screaming at you word for word."
Bars.
And that is, it's literal bars. It's like when you talk about Gaza, when you talk about what's happening here, and you talk about other places in the world, Gaza didn't choose Hamas.
No.
It's just, they were like, we've tried everything. Just please
Two-state solution,
stop
tried it.
these people
One-state
from
solution,
trying
tried
to eradicate us. Please. And then no one did anything. And then this group stepped in and did something. It's terrible what they did. It is terrible what they did. No one's ever saying free Hamas.
No,
We're saying
no.
Palestine.
Free
We're
the
saying
people.
free the people.
Yeah.
Not focus on this group that you're trying to take out because, yeah, they're a militant group, but you waited until they aligned themselves with the actual people. You were dealing with them before and you had the people on your side. Then you fucked the people over so much. You never did anything for the people that they finally were like, all right, look, man, we'll take help from wherever we can get it.
Because I watched my father get killed and he watched his father get killed.
Yeah.
And now, fuck, I want my lick back. Like,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
this. Like, I'm tired of it.
I will. These thoughts and opinions are of mine and do not reflect the show. People love to throw out the whole thing like MLK would be disappointed, this and that, be peaceful. They still fucking killed him.
Motherfucker.
So I
No,
am.
he would not. That is a lie. The CIA posts every year. Happy MLK
What I'm
Day.
saying is,
And sorry.
what I'm saying is,
we just spoke. We got
what
you.
I'm
Sorry.
saying is the people that are condemning all the rioting and protesting are saying like, oh, MLK wouldn't want this and that. You need to be more peaceful. It's like, but they still killed him even though he was being peaceful.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't fucking matter. Honestly, like,
And you don't know what they would have stood.
No,
I like to think about. Hold on. Let me finish. I like to think about like when it comes to like the X-Men, Magneto and Charles Xavier. When there's more shit unfolds, I'm just like, you know what? I agree with Magneto. Fuck them all, dude. Like, oh, you should, turn the other cheek. No, fuck that. Fight fire with fire. Create a bigger flame. Snuff the other one out. Fuck that shit.
But
they started it.
But those characters really just based on
Yeah,
King
MLK.
and
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I know.
MLK
Really, we're saying while you want to wrap yourselves around the words of King, and they still killed him. We're talking about like X was like, hey, you got to stand up for yourself.
Exactly.
He didn't say kill everyone.
Well, yes.
No, yeah.
Right.
He
I'm
didn't say kill
agreeing,
everyone.
and I'm also adding to the fact that the
Yes,
reason
and.
they kind of killed King was because he was starting to
He was
understand
getting
the
into
side of
socialist
X.
principles.
Right.
There.
He was realizing like, yo, this isn't actually working,
They saw
and then
MLK and Malcolm X saw eye to eye a lot more than like history likes to say that they did, especially towards the end of their lives, where they're like, oh wait,
they both started to kind of like come to
it
the
was
middle,
converging, where
between
it's
the
like
two.
we need to. While yes, you need like in any kind of liberation movement, you need peaceful,
Both.
you need
Right,
peaceful protest, and you need people that are willing to take militant action. Like that is how you get change, because the people in power are never going to willingly give up their power.
No.
Yeah.
The capitalist structure that we currently live in will oppress and suppress as much as they can, because that is what they want. That is how they get the most money. They're going to turn all of the people against each other. They're going to turn it into, it's going to be, this is like one of the things that I hate seeing so much is seeing like, black people on Twitter going, oh, well, Mexicans didn't do anything for us and da-da-da, so I won't do anything for them, when it's like...
Not true.
It's also one that's like, I would think is very false.
Grossly
I mean, I remember in
false.
2020, I was at several protests in Chicago, like fucking shouting my ass off, yelling at cops, like fuck that, dude. But it is what the powers that be want. They want us separated. And you said like fight fire with fire. What I love most is a Fred Hampton quote where he says, we don't fight fire with fire. We fight fire with water. We don't fight racism with racism. We fight racism with inclusivity. It's going to be all of us. There are poor white people. There are poor black people. There are poor brown people. There are poor yellow people. And there are more of us than there are of them. And if we all work together, this is how we'll get changed. And then that's why the CPD shot that motherfucker in his sleep, in his home, 27 times. Right? Because
Thank you for bringing that up.
he was a person that brought everyone together, and those great, and speaking this word to power of, if we as an oppressed people, because we're all oppressed, right? White people are being oppressed too in this capitalist structure. We need to understand that, right? If we all come together, we can topple this and change this and make it better for all of us, right? And that's why the U.S. government came so hard at the Black Panthers, because they were talking about socialist messages, because it wasn't
divisive.
It wasn't divisive. It wasn't what's the term that I forgot the term that's being used so much now. Damn it, my theory. I'm not checked in on my theory as much.
Well, think about it for a sec. I just wanted to say thank you for saying that, but also to piggyback off of what you were saying and, remind people out there that during that time, the Black Panther Party was also working with white nationalist parties as well, because the government started fucking people over so hard that you had two different groups where Black Panther Party didn't hate white people,
vehemently opposed
but
to each other.
White nationalist party was supposed to hate black people, and they were like, you might be on to something here, and then they took them out. So I have been trying to figure out for the longest time how we could say to bring everyone back together. And I've been thinking about this for a while. We need to get people back into the restaurants, but we really need to get people back into the bars. Work with me on this.
I'm gonna let
The
you
reason
cook.
why is because when you really going back to the last episode that we did with Wilson, and then coming into this clip here, we were talking about how. Sorry, I almost lost my train of thought for a minute there, but we were talking about how we miss being able to just go to a bar and just be at a bar and just hang out with our friends and just have a good time.
And make new
But-
friends.
That part. Thank you.
Make new fucking
That
friends,
was
man.
that was when we really came together. Was when we could go to a bar, and you never know who you're gonna run into. You never know who you're gonna meet, what conversation you're gonna fucking have, what you're gonna learn. Any of that. We need to get everyone back together into the bars, the restaurants, the communal spaces.
The
'Cause
third
that's when
spaces.
we
The
learn
third
how.
spaces.
That's how we learn each other.
People.
All of those differences melt away when you're in the same room fellowshipping with each other.
What's insanely lacking is that third space, right? Because people have three spaces. It's your work, it's your home, and then it's those communal spaces, those places where you can meet other people, hear other voices, bounce ideas off of each other, make friendships, make enemies too. Whereas these things where it allows you to be human.
Yeah.
And the capitalist structures that be have been fucking hammering at these third spaces, saying we only need to be at work. You need to be at work all the time.
Well, the third space becomes online where you don't actually have to deal with the results of stuff that you
and
say.
then it becomes echo chambers.
Yeah.
Which
Or
is
you
what
just like
they
create
like.
your algorithm.
Yeah, which is what they like because they're the ones who built the echo chamber.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're the ones who live in their own echo chamber. They don't go to the third space.
No.
They don't hang around anybody else who doesn't look or think like them.
1,000%.
So therefore, they're like, no, I feel this way, so you should feel this way. So just to bring my point home, we can't fight fire with fire.
Fire with water.
We can't fight fire with water. But we can
Alcohol?
fight fire with fire water. How about y'all come back to the bar and hang out with
Do we
us?
take this shot now?
Let's take care of you, all right?
Hold on.
As well.
That
Hold on.
feels
Y'all deserve
very
some-
shot worthy. Wait, how long have you been sitting on that? That was great.
That was a fucking
Like
Bar.
a minute and a half.
Okay.
Literally, it came to me as you said fire with fire.
Can I also make one point? Tay, step up to the bike.
Perfect.
When LA was on fire, who helped us?
Mexico,
Mexican
baby.
firefighters.
They sent a whole bunch of their firefighters
Yeah.
to help us with
Yeah.
these LA fires, and we're doing this to Hispanic people, Mexican people, and what's the fucking point?
Right.
Our nation was built on immigrants. Our nation was built off of slavery. Our nation was built off of all the people who are not white.
Right.
And we're trying-
but also white.
Also
Sorry.
white,
Sorry,
too.
I'm just saying
It was-
it's about
yes.
all of us.
Yes, it's about all of us, and it's about uniting and not being divisive. But like, it just doesn't make sense how our government is just building a ladder of hate, a tower of hate, and they instead of, let me just have a tangent real quick.
Go ahead.
In the 90s, we were all, y'all remember those little summer parties we would have? Just chilling out as a group with a whole bunch of demographics. I remember
block parties and shit?
Yeah, block parties, all this
Yeah.
stuff. When I used to live in New York, my mom and her friends always had it pop in. It was all different types of people, and you don't really see that much anymore. And I really do think it's just because our government is so hell bent on making us more divisive than together, and just wanting us to only think about ourselves than thinking about the group. We are a nation. We are supposed to be together. We are supposed to empower each other. We are supposed to help each other.
Yeah.
The pure fact of the matter is they're scared that we're starting to be conscious of everything that they're doing, and we're going to start to like speak out more about it. And this is just the start of something that's going to be powerful. Also the start of something that's going to be frankly scary, because our government is fucked in the head completely, and our president nowadays that people elected thinking he would change, like he
we don't
didn't
even know
map
if they
out
really
this
elected.
Groceries
fucking
are
scenario.
still expensive.
Yeah, like Project 2025 was established before he got fucking elected, and we still elected that bitch in there.
Yeah.
And why are we surprised? I know y'all Trumpies are regretting this, and you know what? Fuck y'all.
Cameras over there.
Oh wait, yeah. I don't know why I'm looking at. Fuck y'all. Fuck you for trying to make us more divisive, and fuck you for not caring about anybody other than yourself. You really thought grocery is going to be cheaper. Eggs is still $10 a pop. Like, stop playing with
What
me.
you thought? United
Like-
we stand, divided we fall, and all that.
That's all I have to say.
There you go.
Period.
And
You know what I gotta?
Caesar say? Ape together strong.
Yeah. Apes together, strong.
Apes together, strong.
Also, the fucking audacity to deport people. LA is Mexico. LA was
originally
California.
Mexico, bro.
The
They
entirety
stole
of
that shit in the war,
California was
damn it.
Mexico. So like, go back home and it's like,
I'm here,
Bitch, we
bitch.
are home.
I'm here. What do you
Naturally
mean?
our
No,
land.
You go back home.
Wasn't Baja California here before California?
Yes.
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 I'm just saying.
I mean, the city is literally
they
named.
tried to buy the land
Yeah.
from the Mexican government. The Mexican government was like, no, we like this land.
So they stole it.
So they stole it. Well, actually, Mexico was like, all right, you guys want to send some settlers here? It's cool. Like, y'all can have some farmland. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. And then they were like, oh, we're going to bring our slaves too. And that's cool.
And Mexico was like,
whoa,
we don't do that here.
We're actually
We don't
gonna
do
try
that
to
here.
stop this. And then
Okay.
the U.S. government, was like, oh,
Infinity War.
like we have always done. Oh, wait, you don't like what we do? Okay, we're going to go to fucking war then.
Yeah.
And then
Nice place you got.
took it over, took this land from those people, and we're like, all right, cool. Well, here's $15 million to your country now, and then we get to control all of this. Like,
Yeah.
that's like this.
The city is named Los Angeles.
So many
City of
cities.
Angels. San
San
Diego,
Diego.
like
Whale
I mean,
Whale's
there's so
vagina.
many
Whale
cities.
Vagina, there it is.
Everyone knows that.
What?
San Diego,
San Diego.
whale's
Yeah,
vagina.
it means a whale's vagina.
Everyone knows that.
San Bernardino. Oh my God! Like
San
all of
Bernardino.
these
Yeah.
places in LA have all these Spanish. Are you dumb, stupid, or slow? Like what?
I
the
mean,
fuck,
when you
bro?
look at some of the cities in northern states, and they still have Native American names because
Yeah.
they were taken from Native Americans, just like the rest of this fucking land, man.
Yeah.
Like, and just to flip it as far as
And reverse it.
yeah,
Break down, flip it, and reverse it.
thank you.
You're saying really.
We don't want it to just all be negative, trying to talk shit or whatever. We're just trying to remind people out there that this is not yours. It feels like this country,
shit.
as far as what is built on, is there was a restaurant there, and someone came in and they're like, nice restaurant. You don't make enough money, but I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it and make it make money. But it's mine now.
It's my money
And
now.
get
It's
the
not
fuck
your money.
out. And then when you try to go back and eat at the restaurant that you built, that it's yours.
Yeah.
Now they're like, nah, we don't want you here because your name isn't on the liquor license, or we just decided we don't allow your people here because every time you're here, you start a fight. Actually, sorry, just bring it even more closer to home. How many times is it that we have said on this show, but also felt, and for all of our other brothers and sisters out there who feel the same way, when you go into a bar or restaurant as a black person, you feel the energy change if there isn't other black people there. And it's because they want to make you feel like you're not fucking allowed there. They want to keep that energy of if a black person walks in, you're going to complain about the bill. You're not going to pay for anything. You're going to want some shit for fucking free. You're going to treat the staff like shit. And that's not fucking true.
Every time.
Are
Sometimes
there
it
people
is,
who do it?
but yes.
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 But
But
the
it's
same
not.
can be said for every
Everybody,
other
yes.
fucking race.
Everybody.
But they love making it seem like black people
Yeah.
are the ones who are the worst customers to ever have in a restaurant. Mexican people, they're gonna bring in too many fucking people. Like all these fucking things that they want to throw out
Don't laugh so hard,
onto a
Rob.
different race whenever they walk into a room. But bro, you still got to serve that table. You
Yeah.
still got to serve those guests.
And give them that experience.
Thank you.
Give them the best experience that you can offer them. Because I don't know, for me, what I realize is like sometimes people come into my restaurant and they haven't had a good experience in a restaurant like mine.
Yeah.
And if I could be that person that gives them like a good experience and like, I don't know, just show them like, yo, yes, this is old fashioned, but like let me spruce it up. Let me give you a little something extra. And like they like get super like, oh my God, look at this, you've done it. And I'm just like, yes. But like you deserve that because you're a paying customer in this restaurant. And I want you to have that same experience I would give anyone else that comes here. And it's not, and also like you're paying too fucking much for this cocktail anyway. So like I want you to
smoke for no reason.
Yeah, and it's smoke for no reason.
That's why I asked you like in the last episode the profit difference, like, or
yeah.
the price difference between like let's say your old fashioned versus your regular your smoked old fashioned.
Yeah. I gotta. I don't remember the price of that.
They're making
Yes.
insane profit margins.
Oh,
on that.
dude,
They're
we're
making
not putting
disgusting-
shit different.
People
in
don't
it.
realize like the wholesale businesses do
Yeah.
in buying their liquor and how much they're
Yeah.
getting per pour on these drinks.
Oh
It's
my
fucking
God.
nuts.
It's ridiculous.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You deserve to get as much as you can out
So
of it.
I'm gonna give you the little extra I can with like a garnish or whatever, just to make you feel special. But yeah, we like people from other different communities come into our restaurants and our bars, and they don't feel welcome. They don't feel at home. They already come in a little uneasy, and so yeah, like it's just dope to kind of give them that welcome feeling and like, yo, you belong here. Not only do you belong here, but you deserve to feel like you had a special experience here. And I encourage all of our like brethren and sisters.
Not only do you belong here, but half the people in the back look just like you.
1,000%.
So therefore, you definitely belong here.
1,000%.
And one thing before you go,
Go ahead.
sorry, just
Yeah.
a quick piggyback. If you're and you have those thoughts, everyone has those negative thoughts of like, oh, it's gonna be a shitty tipper, oh, they're a fucking asshole, like I'm not ready to deal with that. It's important for you to understand, right, as a server, as a bartender, like that is the capitalist structure built in brainwashing you to believe those things. When you have those negative thoughts, and I tell this to my students, I tell this to other adults, it's important that you check yourself and go, where does this come from? Why do I feel this way? And check yourself on it and say, okay, I know I have that negative thought, but that first thought is what I've been conditioned to believe.
Yeah.
Right? Now let me think about my worldly experience in my entire life and go into this new experience with a more clear head, with a better conscience, so that I can give these people what they deserve and treat them the way they should be treated at all times.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
To, I guess, wrap this up because you want to get out of here, right?
Just
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. So, in reference to the video, when he was talking about hard
Oh,
working,
there's a video we're responding to.
Yeah. So
The best thing,
pulling it back, coming back to that,
having in a third space where you can just like riff and do and exist.
pulling that all back.
How far you can go. It's great how far you can go.
He
Go ahead.
he talks about how they come here and they just want to work, and as a child of immigrants, I mean, half of my side, like my dad and all them. I remember as a child, like my grandpa was working for Marriott hotels for, I don't even know. I thought he was going to work until he died, and now he's retired and in Mexico. But
shout out to
came
that.
out here,
Retired,
came out
Shout out to
here,
retiring. Everybody doesn't get to
Made it.
retire,
Nope.
so respect
came,
to that.
came out here to.
I just have something when you're done. That's all.
He came out here with my dad, my uncles, and everybody, and my grandma, and working. Same thing. My dad working hard working. I've always seen my grandfather always working his ass off and never nonstop. So when like he said, like they just want to come over here and work and provide a better life. And thankfully, my grandpa was able to do that, and they came out here legally with visas and all that.
There is
My-
legality on
My
people.
dad might have overextended to stay here along with my uncles, but they're citizens now, so
I got
they're good.
cousins that did the same thing.
They're citizens, legal U.S. citizens, but
Legality on people.
it's that shit where it's like when you have these fucking pussies that are rounding up people that are citizens that have immigrated here, and it's like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's like that kind of makes me worry because they're doing that shit in Arizona now too. I'm like,
They did some shit.
although I think my dad would be okay with going back to Mexico. He wants to go there to retire too. So, but it's the principle of it. I'm making jokes. I'm trying to,
Right.
If you want to make jokes, I got a new clip.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say, like, firsthand experience, yes, they come over here, provide a better life, and then, I'm born here and shit like that. But who the fuck knows? Do you think they're gonna care if they see like my fucking ID? Oh, Valdez, get him out of here.
Much like they did in the Holocaust. It starts with the communists, it starts with the socialists, and then it goes.
It just
Excellent.
it goes on
and
it.
it progresses, it
They
progresses.
go after the ist because the ist always makes the list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Period. If you end up on a fucking list, they're coming for you.
Yeah.
Socialists, communists, any kind of ist, they're coming for you. The moment they start using those type of terms, you're next. And they want you to go after your neighbor first.
Yeah.
Because if you go after your neighbor, you're so focused on your neighbor, you're not paying
It will
attention
never
when they
happen to
show
me.
up outside your
Ooh.
door.
It'll never
Because you
happen
thought
to
it was
me.
for your neighbor, but your neighbor's already gone. No, now they're here for you.
Yeah.
Who's gonna stand up when your neighbors are gone? Who's going to stand up when all those other people could have stood up?
Your neighbor's the one who would save you. That's why they divide and conquer. This guy.
I saw some shit. I saw a video from Boston where ICE agents pulled up and everybody in the neighborhood ran those motherfuckers out.
Let's
and then
fucking go.
and then somebody made like a skit on it, being like, "Yeah, fuck that fucking guy." And it's like, no, wait, I'm not. Who cares if no? Get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck are you? Yeah, I hate his guts, but like I don't give a.
I can
Yeah.
hate him.
I
but
can hate him.
live next to him.
You got no right. What the
Fucking
You don't know
fuck outta
him.
here.
I have a reason to hate that motherfucker.
Get back in the car. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Goddamn Boston.
Shout out to Boston. Shout out to all the other places and neighbors
It's
that.
true,
would
dude.
do-
Like Boston
I've been
has a
seeing.
history of like racism.
I've been
but
seeing,
those motherfuckers unite.
I've been seeing like in other
In
like
their racism.
in other cities, like you'll see like some of the like white people in the neighborhood like running these ICE agents out. That's how you use white privilege.
White people
Yeah.
use your goddamn privilege.
They're like, no. You don't get to take them.
You can't roll a burrito.
Yeah.
Calm the fuck
If
down.
any one of us,
That's my Mexican.
if any one of us were
You
to
can't
stand
take
up to
'em.
an ICE
I can say
agent-
that, it's fine.
Whoa.
I can say that it's fine.
If any one of us were to stand up to an ICE agent, right? We get arrested. It's nothing. That doesn't make the fucking.
I don't
news.
know.
At
My
all.
last
Well,
name's
until they look at
Garcia.
your last name.
The minute a white person will do it, the minute a white person
Gets arrested by ICE.
gets thrown
It's
around,
done.
That shit.
No,
Shut that shit down.
That shit happened in Oklahoma. Like somebody like got, I think, kind of arrested in, not kind of. Somebody got arrested in Oklahoma and like they were a full citizen and I think they're white. And like that was like, so a senator was starting to talk about like, hey guys, this is what we've been talking about. If they're going to arrest people that have green cards, they're eventually going to start arresting people that are just full citizens that they just think they need.
I mean, they've been doing
that
that
they just
already.
disagree with you,
Yeah.
and it's just like, hey, this is like the first trickle of the whole downfall. If you guys don't stop this now, this can get really fucking crazy, as it's happened 100 times
Bro, once
in
you-
history.
once
so
you
why are we
arrest-
not like seeing?
Once
like,
you
the rise
arrest
of
Wait,
law?
you're
a
not
10
seeing it because it's all about guns.
Once you arrest a tan white
Jesus
person and they forget to check their ID and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Smith, fuck."
Right. And it's just
Fuck.
like it's all in history. It's written right there. We've seen this happen a bunch of fucking times. If you haven't seen the history, watch Andor. I promise you'll get it. It's sorry. It's right there. Everybody
Watch
should watch
that
it.
on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. I think everybody should watch it. It's really great. Even if you don't give a fuck about like Star Wars and lightsabers and Skywalker, it's actually a really good series.
Yeah.
But also, it'll give you the precursor to what's happening in real life right now.
All right, but before we get
Yes.
off of this video and before you have to go, because I know
Yes.
you have to leave.
Oh, yeah,
there is a part of all of this that because we all got as animated as we did and felt the way that we did, we didn't get an opportunity to talk about, and that is the fact that all of this bullshit that's fucking going on has shut down downtown.
Oh yeah, we can't work.
Every bar and restaurant in downtown LA is either closed.
Yeah.
So Mayor
or
Bass is going to
closing
pay
at
my
a
rent,
certain
right?
Hour. So all of those people who were planning to work and planning to get those hours on their check,
Yeah.
and hoping to get tips,
Me.
they now have a week of no work.
Yeah.
But rent is still due at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the beginning of the month. I get that. But you also know you have 1 week of no fucking pay. Figure it out.
Deal with it.
That's what's happening.
Deal
While
with it.
also, while this is happening, you're sending troops to states and cities who didn't ask for it.
Nope.
You're spending millions of dollars to do that. Millions of dollars is being wasted to send people to a place they don't need to be. But you're not doing anything for the people who actually are losing money based on all of this. The service industry doesn't make any money if no one goes out. And you know the people who complained to me the most yesterday when they found out about us closing? The fucking customers who were looking for something to do. People who came into this area on vacation,
Yeah.
on dates, got off of work, just need to fucking decompress. Some of them may have had some family members caught up in this shit, and they got nothing to do. And they've been told this is going to happen for at least a week.
Yeah.
or about a week. Like, that's what's happening. We're in day 2 of all this shit being shut the fuck down. So think about that as well.
Can I ask a question?
Think about that as well. When they take away your rights and then take away your freedom to go have fun to deal with your rights being taken away, what the fuck do you have? I just want you to think about that. That's all.
You bring up the point of spending millions and probably not millions of dollars, right? Sending federal agents, sending the Marines, sending
No,
the
that's
National
millions.
Guard, right? What happened to states' rights in all these issues?
Exactly.
When
I
all
was
you
wondering
motherfuckers
that.
Voted for Trump said states' rights. We should have the right to da 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 da. That's crazy. That California, Chicago, Boston,
Texas as
The
well.
state of Chicago?
Texas is a red state, and they don't talk about Texas because they deployed the National Guard in San Antonio without permission as well. But they don't
was
talk about
wondering
that
about
because
that.
it's not
These
California.
ICE agents, what happened to these states' rights issues of no, the state should be able to decide what
Yeah.
happens. What happened to that? If these states are okay with having immigrant and migrants within their states, why the fuck is the federal government then stepping in to dictate who is and isn't allowed to be
I was
in these cities? and in
very
these states?
interested in that question
That's-
as well.
It's a very interesting thing, the duality of man and
Yep.
what they decide is or isn't okay, and what they tell you is or isn't okay.
I want my rights, but I want yours too.
I want yours.
Oh shit.
Oh, we just found out another one.
What happened?
Oh god.
In real time. What do we have?
real time?
In real
It's
time.
in place from 8
Another
p.m.
one?
Yeah, just like
That's
a
how
curfew
much I
curfew.
love is that they're not
Yeah.
giving, they're not giving you.
We're not
specific
making this
time,
up.
It's just every night.
No, this
every night
is a real
different.
thing.
We're not making it up.
This is a real thing.
And yesterday, that alert went out 15 minutes after the curfew had already happened.
I did hear that.
Bro,
15 minutes after
bro,
the curfew was
the
enacted,
fucking club right
they
here down the
sent that
street.
out.
The club down the street right
Yeah.
here, they were all like leaving this shit, and all these like about 10, 12 squad cars pulled up to like
Yeah.
get them out of here, right here down the street. Or arrest
Well,
them.
guys,
Yeah,
it's been really great.
But when,
that's Rob's sign. He's like, I gotta
hold
go.
on, but hold on.
Oh, God.
When they did that, it was around 2 in the morning
Oh, okay, yeah.
during
it
a
was.
lockdown. The
Yeah.
cops had already went by at 12:30. They had already driven by. So it's not about law and order. It is about doing what the fuck I tell you to do. And for a group of people who pride themselves on not being told what to do, it's kind of funny how quickly you say yes, daddy.
Duality of man.
All right, Rob, get out of here. We don't want you